Buffalo Bills are getting ready to play the Chicago Bears today, but first I want to dive into the top 10 awards handed out to Buffalo Bills players during the 2024 training camp. At the start of training camp, we had so many question marks from Keon Coleman, the transition from all the players that we had in previous years now gone, but we can clearly see after 11 practices at St. John Fisher, the Buffalo Bills have come away with some answers to these questions. Not only the players, but also the coaching staff and what is ultimately going to unfold. But clearly here, offensive MVP of training camp, quarterback Josh Allen continuing to blow away the minds of people here. Josh Allen has just done some amazing things with all his new weapons from Keon Coleman, Curtis Samuel, Matt Collins, MVS, and many, many more. You can see here that Sean McDermott said that I've noticed a ratcheted up form of Josh Allen from a leadership standpoint this season, just him being intentional about working extra with his core receivers, backs, tight ends, and if something's not right, Josh Allen's being proactive and saying, hey, let's run that again. I need to see that again. Next on the list here, defensive MVP, Kaiir Elam, a big-time question mark coming into this year. A lot of people wanting to get rid of Kaiir Elam in years past, seeing that a 6th-round pick, Christian Benford has beaten him out for the past couple seasons, but Kaiir Elam, under new coaching staff here, I think is definitely starting to blossom. It says that Kaiir Elam has had such a strong camp this season thanks to his consistency. The cornerback has broken up countless passes and registered several interceptions from the start of training camp until now. It doesn't matter if it's 1-on-1 period, 7-on-7, or team period. Elam has made plays in all of them. And you could see here that Sean McDermott said the cornerback has worked tirelessly to improve, and you could see that consistency on the field. So Sean McDermott openly admitting how consistent Kaiir Elam has actually been. Dion Dawkins went on to say how happy he is. I'm happy that number 5 is doing what he does now, and he could show us why he's a first-round pick, which he already has, Dion Dawkins says. When he gets in the game, Kaiir Elam does what he does. He's practicing and he's showing it. I'm just happy that Kaiir is feeling more like himself. So this is huge for the Buffalo Bills moving forward. We don't only have Rasul Douglas, we have Christian Benford, but also Kaiir Elam, who apparently got MVP as the most consistent cornerback, which is very interesting going against the Chicago Bears because Kaiir Elam is actually 3rd on the depth chart to Rasul Douglas and Christian Benford. But rookie, MVP, wide receiver, Keon Coleman. This should have been an easy guess for Bills Mafia. Keon Coleman has been a highlight reel day after day at training camp, coming away with miraculous catches, tight sync with Josh Allen early so far this year is definitely going to be huge for this upcoming season, but Keon Coleman has been fun to watch during training camp. With rookies, it may take a little bit longer to get a handle on the system, but Coleman makes learning the offense look easy. The rookie said he feels like he's at the point where he feels confident about what he's doing on the field. Less thinking and just doing and performing on the field. That is huge for Keon Coleman. The confidence is showing during practices as Coleman has been a part of several highlight reel worthy plays. These incredible grabs haven't only come on plays where the rookie is wide open. Several of his best catches from camp have come on plays where Coleman has been tightly covered and had to go up to make a play on the ball or contort his body to make a catch. It's easy to tell this receiver has strong hands and has a lot of talent. You could see Josh Allen making comments about Keon Coleman's football IQ, saying in his opinion it's off the charts. He understands defenses. He understands leverage when he's running routes. Again, I think it's to just the catch radius that he has. You could just throw it up and he's going to find a way to go up and get it, or at least break it up so it's not intercepted. Keon Coleman and Josh Allen have been on fire, and I'm anticipating seeing that against the Chicago Bears today. Most consistent on offense, which is definitely huge. It makes the most amount of sense because Kahlil Shakir is the only receiver Josh Allen has really thrown to in live action during games. Shakir ended last season as a target that Josh Allen could trust. The duo continued to build that and establish trust at St. John Fisher in 2024. Anytime Allen looked Shakir's way, the wide receiver made sure the quarterback could continue to trust him by making a play after the catch. And that's huge and a great ability that Shakir is bringing to the Buffalo Bills. Just like last year, Shakir blocking downfield, opening things up for other players. That is the definition of the 2024 Buffalo Bills. We are selfless, and we're going to go down there and block and do our part to help one another. And we've heard it from reporters saying how much more fun this offense is having, even the offensive line getting involved with touchdown celebrations, running down the field, helping players up off the field. This is just a much more fun offense than what we've ever had in years past. And we could see that the wide receiver, Shakir, from practice number 1 to being practice number 11, he was so fluid and consistent in how he ran his routes, how he gets open. Shakir may not be the tallest or the biggest in the wide receiver group, but his hands do the talking for him. Almost everything thrown his way this camp has been caught, which has really been the theme for Shakir throughout his NFL career. Even during regular season games, when the ball is thrown to Shakir, he just finds a way to come down with it. You could see that Joe Brady spoke about Shakir, saying he speaks so loudly to the quarterbacks with the way he runs his routes and just continues to make plays. Josh has the utmost confidence in Shakir, so I don't need him to do anything else other than be Shakir and just continue to stack the days like he's been doing on a consistent basis. Offensively, having consistency, and now defensively, the most consistent player has been Taran Johnson. Huge for the Bills here, clearly because of the losses of Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, Trey White. Taran Johnson is now the grandfather of this defense and has been the most consistent for the Buffalo Bills, really taking a leadership role for the Buffalo Bills in 2024. And I think this is definitely going to be huge, entering his 7th season as the nickel cornerback for the team who wants to be a more vocal team. Johnson is definitely going to step up and clearly has been the most consistent on defense throughout training camp. The nickel cornerback broke up several passes and picked up an interception during training camp. Even though defensive coordinator Bobby Babich will bring some new concepts in his first year as defensive coordinator, Taran Johnson has playing in Buffalo's defense since 2018 and understands the ins and outs of it. He has been the most consistent you have seen this offseason. His teammates, especially the 2 starting safeties, will look to Johnson to help him out this season. And you could see that Taran Johnson specifically said, I'm trying to make a conscious effort with that, just be more vocal from the top guys to the lower guys, whether it's guys who have played 8 years or guys who are just rookies. I'm doing my best to communicate anything that can help this team. The newcomer with the most excitement is wide receiver Curtis Samuel. How awesome is this that Curtis Samuel's contributing so early with Josh Allen and a wide receiver crew that really doesn't have a lot of continuity entering 2024. But Curtis Samuel is new to Buffalo. He and Josh have connected on some plays throughout camp. Curtis Samuel is brand new to Buffalo. Him and Josh have been making some plays throughout camp, and it makes it seem like they've been together much longer than just this offseason. Curtis Samuel not just has athleticism, making him an exciting player to watch. Samuel's versatility is just as impressive. Samuel's been used all over the field on the perimeter, in the slot, even as a running back. We're going to use Curtis Samuel in a mixture of roles going forward. And there was overlap between Curtis Samuel and Joe Brady with Carolina in 2020, so there is familiarity there between the two of them, and we're going to know how to utilize Curtis Samuel for this upcoming game versus the Chicago Bears and also this upcoming season. But Shakir went on to say that Curtis is awesome and that he's someone that you put anywhere on the field and get the ball in his hands, and special things are bound to happen. He steps on the field and he's always doing the right thing. Now, surprise, most exciting player defensively is defensive end Dewan Smoot coming in and really contributing, who's actually second on the defensive depth chart to Greg Rousseau, kind of taking that Boogie Basham spot where Boogie Basham was last year. And I think Dewan Smoot is going to be a huge instrumental player for the Buffalo Bills, more of like run blocking defensive end. But we could see here that Dewan Smoot was added. The Bills added veterans to this defensive line this offseason, Smoot being one of them. And we could see that 8-year vet has made his presence known on the line throughout camp. Smoot has shown he can be productive and versatile player in Buffalo's system. The edge rusher has flashed during several practices, showcasing his ability to pressure the quarterback. It will be fun to see how defensive coordinator Bobby Babbage uses Smoot this season. And you could see that Ed Oliver went on to say that he was surprised that we were able to get Smoot to come here. He's a player of that caliber who can go out and make plays. I'm talking from day one, from the first time I've seen him practice. He's just a playmaker. And the biggest surprise of training camp so far is tight end Zack Davidson. If you've been following training camp coverage, you know tight end Zack Davidson has had a great camp. The fact that Davidson is having a productive camp after coming off an ACL injury just a year ago has made it even more enjoyable to watch him succeed. The fourth-year player has been all over the field this camp making plays. Davidson has caught the short passes and the big ones, making the most of every single opportunity. Joe Brady says football is so important to him. He loves it, and he flies around out there for it. And you'll be able to see it, Joe Brady said. Brady said when he has opportunities, he has a unique skill set. It's a lot of fun watching him to continue to develop. Most improved player is Tyrell Shavers. We've been talking about Tyrell Shavers at 6'4" frame, being another wide receiver to come in here and mix and match for the Buffalo Bills. Shavers spent his rookie season on the practice squad, but even last year had some impressive catches during training camp. For the second-year player, this training camp was all about showing his consistency. Shavers was given the opportunity throughout camp to line up alongside veterans, and on multiple occasions, the 6'4" wide receiver went up, got the ball, extended his arms to make a play. It's easy to tell that Shavers has grown a lot heading into his sophomore season. You could see that Josh Allen has even said some things about Shavers, saying that he's making plays on the football field, which you love to see from your guys. A guy that's been in this system, understands it. He's made the most of his opportunities so far in camp. He's one of those guys that you find rooting for just because of how he approaches the game. Best comeback players are clearly Matt Milano and Von Miller, obviously coming off injuries last year, but both contributing this training camp and all things signaling that they're going to have a great season for 2024. Thankfully, Von Miller is feeling more like himself in his 14th year in the NFL. You could say that Deion Dawkins even said, I don't know if y'all see what's going on, but you better watch out. Von Miller, 40 is back. 40 has his aura back. So that's huge. And Matt Milano being available to practice during training camp was a big win for himself, the staff, and teammates. The linebacker has been present for not only the practices, he's making plays as well. Defensive coordinator Bobby Babbage said it's only just a matter of time before Milano starts looking like himself again. Brandon Beane says that Milano, he's attacked everything with his rehab, and this was probably as good as it could have hoped for it would be at the start of training camp. Matt, he's got toughness, an edge, a presence that our defense needs per Brandon Beane, and it's good to have him back. So many things to highlight here of the Buffalo Bills training camp finally wrapped up, and now getting into the Chicago Bears game. I think we're going to definitely see which players are definitely going to excel for the 2024 Buffalo Bills. Under the lights, training camp is one thing. Playing against a different opponent is completely different. As training camp goes on, your players kind of get used to playing playing one another. You guys could get a competitive edge just based on knowing their tendencies, what they're good at. And I think just going against a fresh opponent, having that level of play pick up a little bit, we're definitely going to be able to depict the players that are balling out and that are going to excel for the 2024 Buffalo Bills. Well, guys, if you enjoyed this video, I'd deeply appreciate it if you hit like, subscribe. If you want to support me further, check out the chicken wing merch in the description. Currently have free shipping until the start of the season. We have sizes small through 5XL, so make sure you guys check that out. Also, linked down below in the description is a link to Course Careers. That's how I find my full-time job in 2024 working fully remote. But I appreciate you guys. Hit like, subscribe, and go Bills.